everyone, I'm here. In this video I'm going to explain what f-numbers are in photography. So if you're just getting started with photography, or maybe you've never really understood what f-numbers are, by the end of this video you'll know all about it. And if you stick around to the end, I'll also show you what I think is one of the best kept secrets in photography when it comes to understanding f-numbers. Okay, so let's get right into it. What are f-numbers? Well, the easiest way to understand what f-numbers are is to first understand how the aperture in your camera lens works. So here we have a simple camera with a lens, and inside the lens we have a diaphragm that is used to control the amount of light that is hitting the camera sensor. Now, this diaphragm has blades in it, and when those blades open up, more light can hit the sensor. When they close down, less light can hit the sensor. Now, this is called the aperture of the lens. So how does the aperture relate to f-numbers? Well, the aperture is measured in millimeters, and the f-number is just the ratio between the focal length of the lens and the diameter of the aperture. Now, to keep things simple, let's say that this lens has a focal length of 50 millimeters, which is pretty typical for a standard lens. So if the aperture is wide open at 28 millimeters, then the f-number would be 50 divided by 28, which equals 1.78, or an f-number of 1.78. Now, if the aperture is closed down to half at 14 millimeters, then the f-number would be 50 divided by 14, which equals 3.57, or an f-number of 3.57. So, as you can see, as the aperture gets smaller, the f-number gets larger. Now, one thing to note is that the f-numbers on your camera lens don't actually start at 1, but instead they typically start at around 2.8 or 4, and then they go up from there in what is called a full stop scale. So for example, on a lens, the f-numbers might be 2.8, 4, 5.68, 11, and 16. The reason why the scale is in a full stop pattern is because each whole number represents a doubling, or halving of the amount of light that is able to hit the camera sensor. So for example, if we compare an f-number of 2.8 to 4, that's a full stop difference. That means that the lens is letting in twice as much light at 2.8 as it is at f4. Similarly, going from f4 to f5.6 is also a full stop difference, meaning that f5.6 lets in half as much light as f4. So hopefully now you understand how f-numbers work. But, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I'm going to share a little secret with you now, which is that f-numbers are actually not a very good representation of the actual size of the aperture. In fact, the only time that they are a true representation of the actual size of the aperture is when you have an aperture of 1:1, meaning the aperture is fully open. So for example, on a 50 millimeters lens, an aperture of 1 means that the aperture is 50 millimeters wide, which is the full diameter of the lens. However, as you close down the aperture, the f-numbers don't truly represent the actual size of the aperture anymore. Instead, what they do is they represent the amount of light that is able to hit the camera sensor. Okay, so I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, make sure to leave me a like and also subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in the next video. Take care.